Welcome back, friendly ghosts and non-friendlies, and happy 2022. I know I'm a little bit late to the new year, but I had some business to take care of, and let me just start this off like this. My big prediction for 2022 is that the dream finally comes true.
I'm predicting, putting it out there.
They're going to bring back the Dragoons in 2022 at some point. That's my big ass prediction. And we'll see how that pans out, but that's what I'm putting out there. That's how I'm starting this shit off. Now we're going over some channel shit. I'm gonna try to do like every weekend like a channel review or channel like a update channel, whatever the hell I decide to call it, channel checkup, where I just go over the content that I do and all the games I'm playing, whichever, you know, reviewing them. And we'll just make it a nice little mix of communication. Now, otherwise, what I wanted to mention is that the LOD playthrough that I'm doing, my yearly playthrough, is going to be continuing sometime next week. And not this week, but, you know, after this Sunday coming up, then I'm going to be continuing into Disc 2. We're going to be trying to push forward. In other news, since this is the channel update or channel checkup, let's review something real quick that I've been doing. You know, I've been playing Drakan over the past week or so, you know, put like 5 hours of, you know, footage of that shit. The game is dope as hell. If you haven't played Drakan, I highly recommend it. And it doesn't seem like, I don't know how well received it will be, like making content for that, because it feels like to me it's more like a streaming type of game where you could communicate with your audience, and we could both adventure through the world of Drakan together. You know, that's like a bonding session and a perfect stream game in my opinion. But as far as like going through it isolated, you know, the way I'm doing it, probably not so much. So I probably most likely will not be continuing that on this channel. I do have a Twitch, which you guys can find in the description below if you would like to check that out. I am not guaranteeing that I will even use Twitch, but if I ever do, games like that will probably be amongst those that will be played. Back to Drakan. I'll do my little mini review since I'm not gonna continue it through this channel unless people say otherwise. Then speak now or forever hold your peace. I do like 3 categories: gameplay, presentation, and replayability. And then I have a 4th ranking, which is based on whichever the game best presents. Gameplay, I would give gameplay about I have to give it a 9 flat out, because it is missing some things, but it has a lot of fun and is very addicting to play it, and a lot of room to just see the system and try to break down the system yourself and try to make it fit the way that you want it to fit. And it just feels real nice. It feels real grounded, feels heavy enough, feels weighted enough, although the defensive mechanics feel a little bit lofty. Everything else just kind of mixes real well, and it just feels so delicious to pull things off smoothly. And I will say, if you're like a fan of games like Oblivion or Souls games or mixed fusion, then you're going to be a fan of Drakan. The flying feels a bit wonky when you finally get to fly, but that's kind of spoiler, not really spoilers, but yeah, the flying's a bit wonky, and the defensive mechanics, they're there, but you just have to, it takes some time to get used to them, and it just feels a little lofty, a little loose. So yeah, 9.0 even, very creative, abusive, and exploitative, and it all feels in a good way. Presentation is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. For a PS2 game, this shit looks like a PS3 game. It may not be as grandiose as a PS3 or games like that nature, but it pulls everything off really, really, really well. It has no frame drops from what I can tell. It's very smooth. It's very seamless. The transitions from place to place. Loading screens are very few and far between, usually when they're trying to load a whole new map. Areas are huge, way bigger than I thought they were. And it just, it feels nice when you play this. You'll find yourself asking yourself, why have I never played this or heard of this before? And you'll start diving into the history of it just like I have. The game, it feels good. It tastes good. I had to give presentation so far. I had to give it about a 8.5. No, it ain't the best, but it's definitely worthy of its grand. Replayability, I haven't even beat the game once, so I can't really speak too much on replayability. We'll mention this first. There are 3 different styles that you can play the game with. RPG type of stats and whatever. That you can put your stats in and you unlocks new weapons. Your stats don't change how hard you hit, but they do have an effect on what you can, obtain. I guess just depending on how or well you adapt to those, it will vary your experience. But for me, melee was definitely the most fun. There's still things to experiment around with and the game is definitely tough enough to warrant learning new strats and new ways to go about beating it. So I definitely have to give it its props and its due where it lands. So I give replayability about I give it an 8.6 actually, because the gameplay carries it so much, man. I'll give the 4th ranking. I would say it's surprising. The game surprised the hell out of me. How surprised am I that this game is actually dope as fuck? How surprised am I that it's actually a functional game and not a disaster? I don't know what the hell this ranking is, but I give it a 9.8. Why am I saying point? A 98. And total, that would bring our score out for this game as an 89. And I'm gonna just make some adjustments to it and say, fuck the calculations. I'm gonna give it a 90. It's dope. It's the 3rd game that actually reached the 90 quota on my ranking scales. The first game was Parasite Eve. I believe that's still my highest ranked game as a 91, I believe. And then after that was Dragoon. In my bias review, that was a 90 flat out, and we got Drakan, another 90 flat out. And Soul of the Samurai was borderline 90, but it was more of an 80, very high 80. So yeah, those are the top 3 games on my channel so far. Dope as hell. So this upcoming week, I'm most likely gonna be doing some reading of the LOD manga and going through that. So if you care about, having a vibe session, just chilling to some music and looking at some artwork and whatnot, then that's what we're most likely gonna be doing this upcoming week, throughout the week, probably all in one humble video. So that's something to look out for. And probably other random stuff in between. Then come next week, we're gonna start up disc 2. And we're gonna have ourselves a nice old time, happy 2022 everybody. And I hope you are all taking care of business as the world so mends you to do so. And let's keep this thing rocking, not get relax. We're always going to keep on the move, keep it pushing, and trying to make do with the best of our capabilities. And that's my big prediction. Once again, I'm saying it, I'm putting it out there. It is my belief that 2022 they're gonna bring back the Dragoons. Just call it a spiritual hunch. That's all I have. And what is your big predictions for 2022? I would be enlightened to know. So I'll bid y'all further ado. May peace be with. Always keep your heads up. Deuces, dos, posts, adios, stay cool. And if you like this content, be sure to show some love, but always be sure to show that love to the people who matter to you. ITOwl bidding you farewell. Peace, much love, and stay cool. Deuces.